Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, December 27th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, NVDY, MSTY, and AMZY. All right, so the market opened, obviously, full day yesterday after Christmas, and it was pretty red. But as far as trades are concerned, AMZY had a trade, CONY had a trade, and MSTY had a trade. Okay, but we'll go in order. So since AMZY was first, let's take a look at this trade. So AMZY, you see a buy call, sell put. Okay, so they're adding to the synthetic position, and then they're selling a call at 230 into next week and buying a call, $5 gap, 235 strike price. So they added 760 contracts to the synthetic position, and they used those contracts to sell calls that expire next week. But we'll take a look at the holdings and see what it looks like. All right, so we'll go to the CONY AMZY tab. So yesterday, Amazon went down 0.88%. And AMZY went down about half, 0.46%. So not much movement out of Amazon and AMZY. AMZY still holds a 210 synthetic position. Amazon's at 227. So right now Amazon is 7.5% above, priced above that synthetic position, which is a good thing. It means that their synthetic is worth money. So if they did have to roll it today, they would make money. Now, as far as the trades, so you could see the 760, right? They added that. Those are two new positions that expire into next week. And the other two, rows 10 and 11, those expire today, actually. So let's take a look at those first before we get into the trades for next week. Let me zoom out a little. So you can see the 11,035 contracts. That, again, this expires today, 230 strike, 1.3% out of the money. I mean, that Amazon don't move much, so that should be safe. So you figure we'd leave this week with a win. They did buy a call that has a 237.50 strike. That's 4.6% out of the money. That's probably going to expire worthless, or we may get a penny out of it. But again, that's like their insurance. Now, as far as next week, the 760 that they opened on the trade you just saw, they chose a 230 again. So 230 strike price for next week as well. So that's interesting. Maybe the implied volatility wasn't as high, so they had to sell call closer to the money. But maybe this is an example of when we don't do the call credit spread, right? Because it's too expensive to do both, right? Because if we can't go that far out of the money, then, let's just do one or the other, right? Especially since it's only 760 contracts. If there ever was a chance to do it, here it is, right? So you can go like 3-4% out of the money maybe. So you don't have the expense of the call credit spread. Because you look how much it costs, right? Sorry. They sold the call right here. It's 176 per share, right? That's how much they got for selling the call, but they had to pay $1 of it to buy the 235. Is that worth it? I don't know. Again, we shall see. All right, now moving on. The value of this fund is 268 mil. The NAV is 1939 and the trade price is 1945. Synthetic is worth 22.1 mil, so that's a good thing. Now their 30-day IV for Amazon is 24.72%. If you base the next payment on that, using that as a yield, that would pay 37 cents. But their next declaration date is in 19 days, okay? 19 days away. So we got some time. All right, next up is Coin, or CONY, we shall say. So let's go to the trade first. So here's CONY's trade. What did they do? Well, let's see. BC buy to close. They closed the call, a $300 strike price call. They paid 32 cents. Safe to say that is a win. So good job. They sold a call on the top, obviously call credit spread, right? That's the other side of it. They made 3 cents per share. Whoopie-doo. Obviously, they didn't need that. Then they used those 2,600 contracts and they sold a call into next week, expiration date January 3rd, 285 strike price. They got a 628 credit. That's pretty nice. And then they did buy a call, of course. Looks like, what, $35 gap approximately? Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, 35? Yeah. No, 25, duh. And they had to pay 186 to open that. All right. Same expiration date, higher strike price, right? All right. So let's look at the file again. All right. So coin, they went down. They went down 1.9%. CONY went down 1.27%. Again, yesterday was pretty rough, very red, especially crypto. But I'm not sure if it's getting any better. Actually, I didn't get to log on Thinkorswim this morning. So currently coin is priced at 274, right? If you look at the synthetic positions, they have a 320, a 300, and a 280. Coin is priced under every single synthetic. So every single synthetic here sucks, right? They're all losing money. Obviously, it's, the fund can't control that. We know that, right? But it's the underlying's fault. So, but regardless, you take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over time. I forget the next words. That day gonna be on. All right. Sorry. We have 3 synthetics that are losing money. You had to get the full verse right there. But yeah, man, what does that mean? What the hell did I just do? Well, gold diggers, man. Look at this pink. What's a gold digger? You know what a gold digger is. But look at them, man. They want your money, right? Each pink one here. We have to eventually close out these positions and start new ones. But right now, if we had to do that, we'd lose a lot of money, right? Here's the dudes down here. The dudes are just chilling. They don't have a lot of money, right? They broke as hell. So they went way out of their league, and they all have gold diggers now. So let's hope, Santa Claus comes, Santa Claus rally, right? And then it'll save them, right? And they can afford the gold diggers, but it's not looking pretty right now, okay? In fact, here's the percentages, right? The 280, that's 2%, higher than the current price. And then we have the 300, 9% higher, than the 320, 16% higher. You don't want to be higher. Again, you want the price of coin to be higher than these strikes, but it's not happening at this very moment. All right, so let's look at QSIP. All right, QSIP. Look at the expiration dates. None for this week. None for today, okay? Today is this week, right? So all of them expire January 3rd, all right? That's fine. So now let's go through them. So what do we got? Let me zoom out a little. Okay, here we go. 14,576 contracts, 282.50 strike price, 2.95% out of the money. Kind of close for comfort, to be honest. 2,600 contracts, 285 strike price, 3.86% out of the money. A little better, but 15,000, this is the largest position. 15,004 contracts, 287.50 strike price, 4.77% out of the money. Better, it's better, but again, we don't have I guess we technically have a full week, minus probably a half day New Year's Eve. Because obviously the market should be closed on New Year's Day. Probably should have looked ahead, but I'm pretty sure New Year's Eve we probably got a half day. But yeah, anyway, moving on. 8,400 contracts, 290 strike price, 5.68% out of the money. Okay, guys, so are we ready for next week? Are we going to win our trades? I don't know. But they do have a call credit spread attached, right? All of the plays, they did buy a call. Same expiration date, higher strike price, right? So 310 and 320. So they did not scatter that part as much. And they are 12 and 16% away from helping. But we'll see. The value of CONY is 1.1 bill. The NAV is 14.13, and the trade price is 14.15. So yeah, we're in the 14s again. All right, CONY, but again, this is crypto. It's very volatile, right? I know we know Trump, he loves crypto. He wants it to use it and everything. But like the government, it just seems like they're just like pushing back, especially the Fed. So it may be a battle for a while for that reason. And obviously people are going to buy and sell, take profits. Who knows, right? End of the year coming up. Then we got January. Again, I don't freaking know. But I'm in it for the IV. Synthetic bailout money. Yeah, there's none there. Look at that. That's why I sang the Gold Digger song. 102 million. Oh, that if we had to close it today, that's how much money we would lose. 30-day IV of coin is 70%. Could be better, but whatever. We'll take it. IV estimate based on that is 77 cents. They declare on January 8th, which is 12 days away. Okay? So that's the update on CONY. Now we can go back to the other trade, which was MSTY, right? One more trade to go through. A big one, right? This is a big one. Yeah, like what are we looking at here, guys? What the hell are we looking at? Is this fun? Is this, what does this tell us? Well, like I always say, let's not go crazy. Just look at the BC. BC by the close. What did we pay to close? That's what we want to know. When you look, if you're tracking the intradays yourself or you want to, you have to first, look when it's this much data, look at the BCs. BC by the close. They close calls, okay? All right, 74 cents on the first one. Okay, that's good. That's a win. All right, the next one, 43 cents. Okay, that's good. That's a win. All right, 59 cents. Okay, that's good. That's a win. And the last one is 61 cents. All right, so everything they closed, that's a profit, right? That's a no-brainer. That's a profit. How do we know? Well, look at what they make on the new positions. Like on the top line, for example, even though it's only 33 contracts, it doesn't matter. Look how much they made per share. They sold a 370 call for next week, 898. So typically, yeah, they get big numbers when they sell calls because they're very volatile. So if they're paying under $1 essentially to close out a trade, safe to say that's less than the opening price, which in this example was 898, right? So yeah, win-win. Now, I'm not going to go any further, on this visual because we need to see based on the, we're going to review the new positions and we're going to see how far out of the money they chose those strike prices. And we don't have to ask ourselves, did they do call credit spreads? Because we certainly know they did. That's a given. That's their thing, right? That's their thing. They're going to do that. So no sense on bitching about it, right? Anyway, so let's get to the spreadsheet. Let me go back. Here we go. All right, so here's the one spreadsheet we just did, and now we will pull up MSTY himself. All right, so they didn't touch the synthetic. In fact, they didn't touch it since 12/19. But how's the synthetic doing? Well, it's doing okay. Their strike of this synthetic is 315. It's hanging in there, man. MSTR is at 341, so they're 8.27%, above. Like they're making money right now. If they had to cash it out, it would be a profit. All right, so yesterday was like blah, right? There was no it was a Santa Claus disaster, right? There was no Santa Claus rally. So everything we got, let's see, Christmas Eve, what did we get? Like 7.81%. All right, we didn't lose it all at least. But MSTR did go down 4.78%. Yeah, that sucked. MSTY went down a little less. It went down 3.36%. So yeah, not a fantastic day. Let's just say that. All right. Now, okay, so let's look at the trades and where we stand for the remainder of this week. If I get my Zoom game proper, here we go. All right, so guys, there's so much to look at here. It's a massive pain in the ass in case you're wondering. All right, so at the top, they closed the 385 strike. They paid 59 cents. So obviously, look at what they got the open price, 12.42 and 11.60. Yeah, they won. So yeah, call credit spread or not, who gives a crap? That is a profit, right? But it looks like 20 mil on one, and about 270 on 270,000 on the other. So yeah, good job. All right. Also, they closed out the 380, 74 cents and 43 cents. Look at the credit. They got 930. Again, amazing. I don't know why. This was one transaction before, but they decided to close 33 contracts, and then they closed the remainder, 2,727. I don't understand why, because, it's very annoying. I had to split up the rows, but whatever. They won. That's a big win, all right? That's profit. Obviously, yesterday, they just pay they got the credit for the opening the position, but they're just paying the debit to close it out, which is an overall profit. That's what matters, okay? And then under that, we have the 375. They closed that. They paid 61 cents. That's a win. They won every freaking trade, all right, so far. And then they open new ones, okay? So we'll go through them in a second, okay? But let's see what we got left for today, all right? Because, again, today is Friday, expiration date 12/27. They have 4,325 contracts, 352.50 strike price, 3.36% out of the money. I believe that is the lowest strike price. So if all stays flat or red, this will be a win. It'll be a win. They'll close it out, make a profit. But if MSTR goes above the break even of 364.40, they'll probably lose this trade. How much is MSTR at this very moment? It closed yesterday at 341.05. But, again, I haven't looked at pre-market yet, so we shall see. All right, so we do have more 375 strike prices left over. Because, again, it's weird. They only closed some of them. But whatever. Like, they had, I think, 10,000 on the one. They split it. But again, whatever. 500 contracts on the top, and then on the bottom you see 5,000. So we have 5,500 contracts, 375 strike price, 9.95% out of the money. That actually should be safe. Even if we have a green day, unless we go up more than 9%, or at least 10%, which it's hard. It'd be tough to do, but we've seen it before. All right, and then the last position for today, 1,980 contracts, 365 strike price. That's 7.02% out of the money. Hey, we're looking good, but we'll see. Anything can happen. We all know that. All right, so they closed out the old positions. Now I'm going to read off all the new ones. These are the ones they opened yesterday. So here we go with the freaking 33 contracts, whatever. But they also have 26,075 contracts, right? So, okay, so they got what, 26,108, I guess, contracts, 370 strike price, 8.49% out of the money. Is that safe for next week? Well, I don't know, man. Is it ever? We'll see. We'll let it play out before we, do too much thinking and hurt our brains. And then the next one down is 2,727 contracts. That's an even lower strike. That's a 367.50. That's 7.76% out of the money. And then on the bottom, the lowest strike of them all, 5,000 contracts, 365 strike price, 7.02% out of the money. So, again, we'll see. But, they're making money. They are making money. Outstanding shares. No. Wow, nothing. Hard to imagine, right? Unless they just didn't update their holdings. But the 30-day IV is unfortunately under 100%. So obviously trading options on MSTR is not, as profitable as normal because, man, we were up to like almost 200%. Remember? Not that long ago. And now we're at freaking 95%. So come on, market. Go market. All right. Outstanding shares total 55.3 mil. The total net income that MSTY has made on weekly trades is 58.5 million. So that's good. That alone is a distribution of $1.06. That's a daily income of 13 cents a day, a daily yield of 0.44%. And if you annualize that sucker, that's 160%. All right. So if you can guess that wrestler that I just, imitated, then you win. Reaction is, I'm sorry. I am not taking Santa down just yet because that was BS yesterday. We can do better, Santa. So please, Santa. All right, Group D, they declare again in 19 days on January 15th. Okay, payment information, baby. Let's go. All right, synthetic, nope. Synthetic, we have a loss of 11.5 mil, but our synthetic is actually in a really good position. So let's focus on the weeklies. The weeklies, as we said, 58.5 mil. That's nice, all right? So let's just look at that. The income per share on the weeklies, $1.06, all right? if we made that so far and we continue to make what we're making on a daily basis, I'm showing that we could produce a $3.57 distribution, which is 154% yield. And that's just on the weeklies, all right? That's not even including if they decided to make a profit, on their synthetic and roll it. However, if we ignore that and we just look at the IV and they pay the IV, which again is their goal, the IV is 95%. Unfortunately, it's a little lower, and that would pay even 221. Okay, their latest distribution was 308, so 221 would be a letdown. 357 would not be. So to give you an idea. Okay. Let's look at the holdings information. So we talked about their synthetic, how it's in a good spot. See the orange? This is the buy call, right? This is worth money. This is worth 311 mil. The sell put, obviously this is not a gold digger. The put is only 179 mil to close. So that's why, like, between the two, if you look in red, the synthetic bailout money is worth 132 mil. And why do I call it synthetic bailout money for those of you that are new to the channel? It's because basically when they lose their ass on the weeklies, like when they close out the weeklies and they lose a lot of money, in a lot of scenarios in the past, they at the same time they would close out their synthetic, which would typically be at a profit, and they'd make more money obviously on the synthetic than they lost on the weeklies, and that would essentially be their bailout, right? Because it's sitting there as bailout money. Again, I'm just having fun with the names and, nicknames for some of the things because, we do this on a daily basis, so we got to have some fun, right? Anyway, so here's all the freaking trades, man. Like, what in the hell? We went through them already, but obviously, if you look at column D, you could see the 1227s, the top two sections, and then on the bottom, January 3rds, okay, bottom two sections, but... yeah, they'll be busy today. They got to close out some trades. Hopefully they make they win, and then we got some good numbers for Saturday morning. But the net asset value of this fund, or assets under management, as they say, or AUM, is 1.6 billion. The NAV is 3010. The trade price 3016. We talked about synthetic bailout, so we'll kind of end it right there. All right, let's move on to TSLY. TSLY did not have a trade though, so pretty easy, right? They have a synthetic of 480. TSLY is currently priced at 454, 5.39% under their synthetic strike, but they have 57 days to catch up and hopefully make some money. But how did TSLY do in the non-Santa Claus rally day? TSLY went down 1.76%. Could be worse, I guess. TSLY went down 1.54%. Damn, it's cold today. Woo. Cold in the garage. By the way, yes, I record videos in my garage. Why do I do that? Because I record my videos so damn early, and my voice, if I went into my office, it would carry and wake up the child, and we don't need that, right? We don't need that. All right, so what do we got here? All right, so this is for TSLY. Again, no trades. So let's just look at the 450. The 450 expires today. 450 contracts, 452.50. Strike price, that's 0.36% in the money. Yeah, so that's in danger, right? That's in danger. Obviously, you look at the break even, 461. So if they closed it right now, how much would it be, right? So the 450, let's see. They got a 935 credit. Keep that in mind. So let's see. Gonna have some fun and check. All right, so it costs $7.13. So would they do that? I mean, not normally, because again, they're still trying to yield what their IV is, which is 69% for Tesla. So I don't know if Tesla opens red, they may close it earlier because it may be much cheaper, but who knows? Right now, it's in the money though by 0.36%. We'll see how this day goes. Now, these other positions, they all expire next week, so we got plenty of time, but here's what they are. Well, they all are 455. I should probably shade that the same color, which obviously it helps me when I make the video. But yeah, all contracts, right? Most of them, well, besides the ones we just spoke of, so we got 20, 25, about 26,000 contracts, 455 strike price, 0.19% out of the money. So yeah, unfortunately for next week, because they open these so damn early, we need Tesla to stay flat, which sucks, right? As most of you who buy TSLY, right? You're typically bullish on Tesla, so it's hard to say, all right, don't move. But it is what it is. Covered call strategy. Sometimes you're stuck in this little predicament. So you want, as a TSLY shareholder, you really just want slow movement. Actually, wow. Oh, there it goes. Okay, payment forward run. Yeah. Yeah, so they did just have a distribution announcement yesterday, by the way. We'll get into that in a second. But yesterday was declaration day, right? So what does that mean? That means people can buy into the fund in order to qualify for TSLY distribution. Did they do that? Yeah, they did. 4.225. Oh, man. 5.9% increase in outstanding shares. That is a lot. So people, I guess they were impressed by the declaration and they bought in. They said, I'm in, baby. All right, the 30-day IV of TSLY is 69%. Outstanding shares total 75.775. Total net income is 0 because, again, we're in a new 4-week cycle, but they did not make any trades, so there's nothing to report as of yet, all right? Unfortunately, I got to give them the cap, all right? TSLY fund manager, you're capped. You capped. I hope you get out of it, but right now you get this nice little red cap, all right? Plain as day, nothing on it, right? It's not even fitted. Ugly ass cap, but hopefully you get out of this. Anyway, Group A, they declare again on January 22nd. That's 26 days away. All right, so let's look at the payment. So when all's said and done, this past 4-week cycle, TSLY made $412 million, okay? $397,420, okay? That's how much they made, all right? Now, how much did they pay? They paid out $97,446,650. So they have left over, again, if we're looking at the 4-week cycle by itself, a credit of $314 million, right? That's a lot of money. Or if you look at it per share, they made $5.44 per share and they paid out $128. That was even with all the additional purchases, all the additional outstanding shares, okay? So it's pretty impressive because they held back a lot of money. All right. And I think that's good, right? I think that's a good move. So now if we look at the debit credit carry forward situation for this fiscal year, I'm showing, the first cycle they had a debit, right? They didn't make enough. So it was a debit carry forward of 35.5 mil. And then the next cycle, they had a credit of 8.8. And then this one, again, ridiculous numbers, right? Look at that. I mean, they made a lot of money on their synthetic. Right? Again, they could lose money on the new synthetic, but as of right now, this is what we're looking at. This is taxable event. This is like realized gains. And if I scroll down, I did add a little new part here for fun. The total between the two, they have a credit of 288 mil, which comes to about 380 per share. So we're always going to keep this number in mind going forward. Because again, this is essentially money that they could pay out, assuming they keep the fiscal years as standalones. But as some of you know, the losses from previous years can be carried forward. I did not reflect the loss carried forward from the prior year. I don't even know if their annual statement's out, to be honest. But I did not reflect that because I don't want to, honestly. I try to keep each fiscal year as a standalone, if that makes sense. All right, as far as this new payment cycle 4 essentially, there's no money. So there's no Rotomator, there's just the IV. So if we just look at the IV, it's a 69% IV. That would produce a 98-cent payment, okay? All right, holding information, what do we got? The synthetic, synthetic struggles. Not quite a gold digger yet, but, we could get there. Of course we could. And then we got the trades for obviously the 1227s that expire today. We'll see how that goes. And then we got the other, the majority of the contracts for next week. The value of TSLY, the assets under management, 1.1 bill. The NAV is 1574. But the trade price is 1705. Why? Well, they paid a distribution. What did they pay? Well, if we go back, I don't even think I said what they paid before. They declared yesterday $1.28. Okay, $1.28. Right? Does that sound right? Yeah, $1.28. What I have? I think I guesstimated 165. All right, but whatever. $1.28 is what they're gonna pay. So if you look here, it dropped by $1.31. Again, this is always plus or minus pennies, but who cares? But that's why there's a drop in in price, because 1705, that's the close price as of yesterday. 1574, that's the NAV as of today, the net asset value. Okay. So obviously the cash, if you look at the cash position, it's much less than what it was. It's now at 13.8 mil. I forgot to, I wanted to know what it was the day before, but whatever. It doesn't matter. At least they're in a positive position too. So they did have enough cash on hand to pay out this distribution. All right. That was a lot, I know, but it's TSLY. I'm trying to, for those of you that have been with me for a while, I know a lot of the times you're like, come on, enough, just get to it. But guys, you got to be a little patient for the newer people. People are, they're still trying to learn, right? They're just getting into YieldMax. So imagine being them trying to understand what the hell this guy's talking about. So if I always talk like I'm assuming everyone has been with me since day one, it was not going to be fair to these newer people. So you always have to keep that in mind, because I do see some comments about, sometimes, spend less time on this or this. Guys, there is a method to my madness. So I may be, I change it up here and there to the benefit of hopefully, the new and the old subscribers. All right. Anyway, moving on. NVDY is the last one. They did not have a trade, but they have 3 synthetics, right? They have 3 synthetics. They have a 148, a 138, and a 127. All right. The one NVIDIA is currently at 139. So 139.93 is the price of NVIDIA, and it's above the 138 and the 127. So what does that mean? Well, it means at least I'm not singing when I get to the holding. So that's a good thing. It also means, these expire in 57 days. So really, who cares for now, right? Let's move on. Now, how did NVIDIA do yesterday? NVIDIA, it went down. It went down 0.21%. NVIDIA, believe it or not, stayed flat. I mean, I still don't believe it, but that's what it shows. Wait, what can I say? So we'll take it, because we kind of needed a flat day. I don't know if you guys remember from what we talked about. All right, so anything in gray that was previously covered. So let's see. What do we got heading into today? Today is 12/27. It's the Friday, right? Woohoo, it's Friday. Most of you are, some of you are working, I know, and you're probably a long-ass week. Luckily, I took off. Although, honestly, taking off after Christmas, it's work, man. It is work. I'm sure most of you know. But anyway, so for today, 52,018 contracts, 140 strike price, 0.05% out of the money. That is not safe, not at all. Because NVIDIA could go up and we're screwed. But we'll see, man, we'll see. Because yesterday it did it pretty damn good. It did its job. Now, heading into next week, what do we got? We got one strike. We got 143, all right? About 55,000 contracts, 143. Strike price, 2.19% out of the money. That is not safe. Not safe at all. So today's expiration not safe. Next week's expiration not safe. But hey, you never know. NVIDIA hasn't really been doing fantastic, so we may end up winning when all's said and done. All right, now if we look at the outstanding shares for yesterday, for NVIDIA had 125,000 additional outstanding shares added to the fund. So here's the recap. The IV of NVIDIA is 40.98%. That's okay. Outstanding shares, 60.7 mil. Total net income, they have lost a total of 19.5 million on the weekly trades, which, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Reaction, guys, this was good luck. I kept it up yesterday as in freeze. So I'll leave it up as good luck. So freeze NVIDIA so we can win our trades, all right? It's not much to ask for. I'm freezing, all right? If I could freeze, then you could freeze. Group B declares next week, January 2nd. So Sunday morning, this Sunday, 6:30 a.m., I will premiere my guesstimate, which I have no idea what it's going to be. But if we go here, we'll probably have an idea. So here, again, we're on the third cycle. Group A just finished off their third, right? So now we're on Group B. Synthetic income for NVIDIA, not so much. 62 mil loss. That's horrible. The weeklies, no, 19.5 loss. Oh my God, horrible, horrible, horrible. So they got no income to talk about, nothing. So if I simply look at that alone, all right, I will just go to the IV. I'll default to the IV and I'll say that the IV is 41%. They're going to pay 82 cents. So I look at that. That's one thing. And then the other thing is I look at what did they pay prior? 118. Because they typically, I'm not going to say they try to stay in line, but I'm pretty sure they would want to. All right. Consistency. People like consistency. And then, again, I added this new little section here. Credit carry forward and debit carry forward. If you net the two together, they do have a credit. They have a credit of 61 mil, and that comes to $1.02 per share. That's good. That's actually more than the payment based on IV. So keep that in mind as well. So will they pay $1? It's certainly possible. It is certainly possible. All right, NVDY Holdings. Yeah. Now I'm really starting to freeze, so I may get a little loopy, if not already. So again, we saw the synthetic. We don't need to talk about that. But here's the holdings, right? Here's the holdings. 1227. You see at the top. I didn't highlight these properly because I forgot for some reason. I always forget something, right? You can't get everything. But yeah, the 147, 40 and the 147 at the top, that's the call credit spread. And then obviously the bottom is the call credit spread for next week, all right? So we'll wait till next week. Assets under management for NVDY, 1.4 bill. The NAV is 2408, trade price 2408. On the money, synthetic bailout money, 32.2 mil. So overall, yes, they're making money on their synthetic positions. So that's awesome. Will they use it? They don't need to. Technically, look at the carry forward. I know they didn't make a damn freaking penny this time around. In fact, they lost money. So maybe they will, maybe they won't. Again, they're scattered, so they can close the 127, move it up to the 138. Will they do that? Hey, why not? I don't know. They could. If they think NVIDIA is going to, again, they don't try to time the market, but if they think NVIDIA is, going to just move up from here, because again, these expire 221, so they have a decision to make. NVIDIA fund manager, you got your work cut out for you. Decisions. So anyway, that's the update on all of the trades for the funds that we just spoke of, obviously. And now what we'll do is we'll go to the pre-market and see what's going on. So this is marketwatch.com. Let me see what time it is. I'm probably running late today. Oh yeah, 5:46 a.m. I like to get these videos done before 6. Now I'm pushing it. But all right, so let's look at the pre-market as of 5:46 a.m. Again, this is on Friday, 12/27. Tesla's down 1.37%. It's at 447.90. TSLY is down 8.8%. It's at 1555. Why is it down so much more? Well, it's ex-dividend date, guys. NVIDIA is down 0.6%. It's at 139.09, right? That's a good thing, right? Based on our strikes. So they listened. NVIDIA is down 0.37%, 23.99. Coin is green, slightly. It's up 0.22%. It's at 275. CONY is also green. It's up 0.35%. It's at 1420. MSTR is green. It's up 1.03%. It's at 344.56. Again, guys, a lot can change between now and 9:30. So some of this, I know some of this is irrelevant, and some of you guys actually hate that I do this, but I don't know. It became part of the video. Will I ever eliminate it? I don't know. But I do post it shortly after, so it's not completely outdated. But yeah, I do it. A lot of it's for me, but again, keep in mind, some people watching this video, like I said, they're either exercising, they're driving to work. They haven't even looked at the market, so this is better than nothing, right? MSTY is up 1.16%, 30.51. TSLY is down 2.82%, 34.09. TNA is down 1.45%, 44.15. AMDY is down 0.1%, it's at 10.36. AMZY is down 0.31%, 1939. Bitcoin is up 0.91%. It's at 96,319. BitX is up 1.37%. It's at 55.44. Soxel is red. It's down 1.34%. It's at $30.16. I got a lot of calls expiring today. Super microcomputer SMCI is down 1.51%. They're at 33. What was it? 33.25. SMCY is down 0.14%. They're at 27.69. Palantir is down 0.62%. They're at 81.63. Plady is down 0.41%. They're at $75. TSM is up 0.68%, 204.44. TSMY is down 5.61%. They're at 19.17. I think, yeah, today's their X day too, I think. Mara is up 0.52%. They're at $19.40. And they are the last one on the list. So, guys, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, we will try again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is the Saturday video where we cover, the last trades, right? Because some trades are still open that expire today. So it's basically the closeout for the week. And, we can see where we stand and so on and so forth. And yeah. So if you enjoy this content, if it's helpful to you, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you want to help out the channel further, feel free to share this YouTube channel with your friends and your family, all right? I do greatly appreciate that. Outside of that, I guess it's keyword time. So if you're new to the channel, what we do, if you made it this far in the video, what we do is we do a keyword. So here we go. If you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. What the hell is the keyword? All right. The keyword today is I don't know. Yeah, I'm useless today. But it's freeze. It has to be freeze, right? We need NVDY to freeze. We need a lot of these funds to freeze so we win our covered calls. And me, I'm also freezing. So your boy Rod is freezing his ass off in the garage. Yeah, some mornings are colder than others. But yes, I know you guys are going to yell at me, put a heater in. But someday, right? Someday when the dividends can pay for a heater. But anyway, guys. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you have to type in the word freeze in the comments. And that way I know and others know you are a trooper and you made it. You suffered through this whole entire video and hopefully it was worth it. If it wasn't worth it, then we will do our damnedest. We will make it more worth it tomorrow. Okay? How does that sound? Sound like a deal, but you got to come back tomorrow. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm done. It's now 5:51. So let me get this posted by 6:30, and then you can watch it, right? And hopefully I can get my ass to the gym, right? Leg day, everyone's favorite, leg day. No chicken legs allowed, okay? Deal? Deal. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Thank you for watching again, and we'll talk tomorrow. Later.